Afternoon, this is Derek Chamblee, broadcasting from Chamblee, Atlanta, the next great American city, Battleground Zero, the epicenter of the 2017 civil defense of the United States of America. Also, the location of the 5th Congressional District of Georgia, and our Congressman John Lewis, who our current president says is all talk and no action. This is Derek Chamblee, CYBERCITIZEN Network, all talk, Trump executive action. And we're following an article that was just released, excuse me, by the Washington Post. It's heading Politics Analysis. Once again, California has thrown a wrench into Trump's big plans, by Philip Bump, the writer. And this is regarding the, well, I'll just take it from the top. Before the 2016 election, Donald Trump repeatedly insisted that there might be rampant voter fraud in states like Pennsylvania. Part of this was clearly that he really believed the rhetoric he'd read on conservative websites that voter fraud was a frequently occurring crime, despite the lack of evidence to that effect. Part of it, too, though, was that Trump was trailing in the polls, and claiming that there was fraud gave him a possible excuse in the event that he lost. And it's going on to read about the, okay, so we're going to skip down in the article. When he won, one might think that this argument would be abandoned, but Trump, smarting from the fact he won the Electoral College while losing the popular vote by a historic margin, continued to argue that the election was rife with fraud. This was not only a weird argument coming from the guy who won, but it was also tricky given that Trump won Pennsylvania narrowly. Was there still fraud in Pennsylvania? Well, after the election, the attention of supporters, Trump turned in another direction to California, where it was posited that illegal immigrants flooded the polls, helping to make up a popular vote margin that otherwise would not have favored Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton. And this article is written about the, here we go. So Trump decided to look for evidence, tapping Kansas Secretary of State Chris Kobach to partner with Vice President Pence on a commission to study voter fraud, which is a bit like forming a commission to study how to prevent people from being struck by lightning. It happens, sure, but very, very rarely, and not enough to affect things to any great degree. But ensuring that no one ever got hit by lightning would require a lot of cumbersome rules that many would find grating. And the background of the Secretary of State of Kansas here, Kobach, a self-styled anti-fraud crusader with a very short list of victories, created rules in Kansas that ended up demanding additional verification from 14% of the state's voters. And it goes on that in 2012, a voter ID law in Kansas kept over 30,000 Kansans from casting votes. And it was mainly younger voters and non-whites. And so the article's pointing that really they want to extend this to all of the states. They wrote a letter to all 50 states wanting names, addresses, and the last 4 digits of each person's Social Security number. Well, goes on to state that California was joined by Massachusetts, Virginia, Kentucky, and on Friday, New York, the state of New York, that they're not going to reply to it. And at any rate, what we're getting to here on the Trump path is that he's on a path to create a national ID. reasonably cyber-friendly, some sort of microchip that can be injected. And it's going to be connected with the illegal immigrant particular path that Donald Trump is on. It's going to be connected with anyone that is court-ordered. For instance, there's a work program model developed in Florida through the Goodwill Industries, where you've got court-ordered people that are wearing ankle bracelets and whatnot, and they're released during the day to go to hunt for jobs and then go to work at any rate. So we're also looking at this ID being used for people that are on government assistance, food stamps and things of that nature, monthly checks and whatnot, and eventually, from one direction or another, these are going to be required also connected with the health care program out of Health and Human Services. And the thing about it is, eventually, everybody will be required to have a national ID. And it's going to be required to be an eligible voter in any of the 50 states, because it's going to be federal. It's going to be nationwide. This is DEREKH Chamblee. It's been raining most of the day in Chamblee, Atlanta. It's winding up on 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's clearing up now. It's Friday, June 30th, 2017. Thank you very much.